Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Okay, today's topic is he really committed or controlling? Or just controlling? Okay, before we jump into this topic, I want to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all of the new viewers. Welcome to all of the new subscribers. And welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I appreciate you so very much. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, I will answer your relationship questions. So at the end of the video, I'll show you a link where you can send in your questions. And I will either answer your questions through the email, or I will read your letter and answer it online. Okay? Now, those of you who are interested in these caps, they are now available in my online store. Just go to the description. At the bottom, you'll see a link that says online store. Just click on it, and there you are. Okay? All right. Let's jump into this subject. Is he committed to you, or is he just controlling? Okay? There is a difference. Some men, they just want to control you. That's all it is. They just want to control you as long as they're with you. But if he is committed to you, then he sees something long term with you. That's why he wants to commit to you. He wants to build a relationship with you. And it's different from somebody just coming to control you. See, many men believe that they should control the women that they're involved with. Okay? Now, we don't need to be controlled by anyone. Okay? Okay? We have our own power. And we are not looking to submit. Okay? Okay? So there's no need for the control. We're not going to be controlled. Understand? We have our own minds. Now, we'll sit down and compromise, but not being controlled. Now, the commitment part. Has he stated to you that you're his one and only? Has he done that? Has he committed to you verbally? You understand? Has he told you that you two are going to be together, and he loves only you, and he wants to build a life with you? Has he said that? If he hasn't, he may just be there enjoying you for the time being. You understand? I talk about the offer, and this is the offer. A commitment is an offer. You see, many men will hesitate to commit to you if he's already getting everything he wants from you. There's no reason to commit. That's why, ladies, I urge you to know how precious and valuable you are. If a man is not willing to commit to you, don't give him your heart or your body. Don't give him either one if he's not willing to commit. And he needs to verbally commit so that you will know. So you don't have to guess. You know, are we really in a relationship or not? And there's a lot of us who are out here guessing. Just because we're with him, you know, we spend some time together or whatever. But he may be spending time with other women the same as you. And at the same time. That's why, ladies, it's important to get that commitment. Or don't definitely don't give him sex. And there's many of us who are doing just this. We are just giving our bodies away with no commitment at all. Just because he shows up and you know, the lighting is right, the timing is right, the music is right, and there you go. He's getting what he wants from you, and it's not costing him anything. No commitment to you. You understand? Now, men will say they love you if push comes to a shove, but that doesn't mean that he really loves you. Many times he'll just say it to get what he wants. And when he does that, once he gets what he wants, you may never hear those words again. This is what I want you to understand, ladies. There's a difference between manipulation and control and a real solid commitment. If he is committed to you, you know what he's going to do. He's going to profess it, he's going to provide for you, and he's going to protect you. And if you don't feel those three things from him, you probably don't have a commitment. He's just hanging out until something better comes along, or until he gets tired of you. You understand, ladies? Don't just give yourselves away like that. You're worth more than that. Way more than that. And if you hold it back from men, it will force them to stand up and be men and to treat you in a respectable way, and knowing that they're not going to get sex from you unless they commit, unless they truly commit. And it's not just the words that he says. He's got to show you that he's committed. He's got to show it. You understand? He spends time with you. And when he goes out to enjoy himself, he thinks about you. He thinks about taking you along with him. He doesn't just go out and have fun with his friends and then come and see you later when he's done and tells you all about the fantastic time he had, and leave you just sitting there waiting for him to come and show you some affection. That's not a commitment. To me, that's nothing. If he's committed to you, he will set the foundations for a life with you. You understand? This is what you want. You don't want these men just to come and pretend to be committed to you for a season. You understand? For the summer. He just gonna commit for the summer. Then when the winter comes, he's gone. He's gone to make another commitment somewhere else. These are empty words. These are empty words. When you commit to something, you put your whole self in it. You see? Your focus is on your commitment. It's not all over the place. Focus over here, focus over there. Your focus is where you are committed. In anything. In anything. And in a relationship, ladies, this is what you desire. A commitment. Okay? We did get some letters in today, and let's dig in, and then we'll talk some more about this. Okay? All right. Here's a young lady. In the beginning of dating, he was very nice, and we would do everything together. When time went on, he didn't want me to communicate with any of my exes or anyone that I had sex with. Well, I can kind of understand this. I think that is absurd. because I think I can talk to anyone I want to. I am not having sex with any of my exes. One day he snatched the phone away and saw I was communicating with an ex who lives in another state. Okay, my question is, if you are dating him, okay, why are you still communicating with your exes unless you are not in a committed relationship with him? You said that you're dating, so really you're just trying to get to know him, okay? And I'm hoping from this there's no sex involved. You're just dating, okay? But for him to be reacting the way he's acting, you're probably having sex with him. Okay? That's why he's feeling possessive. Okay? The conversation was not explicit at all. It was just catching up. There was another time he blocked and deleted messages from a guy I used to talk to. When I am on the phone, he asks me, who am I on the phone with? He doesn't want me to wish any of my exes a happy birthday. Why is that important to you? Or a happy any given holiday. I mean, if you are still interested in your exes and you know that it bothers him, why are you continuing to do it? Unless you don't care that much about him. Okay, so let's see. He doesn't care if I have male friends, but thinks that any conversations that I have with an ex is disrespectful to him. If he feels that way and you care about this man that you're dating, then you need to cut it off. You need to cut it off, because it would be the same way if he had girlfriends that he's calling and going to see all the time, and they're calling him up and they're needing things and all of that. That would irritate you too. You understand? If he's with you, you wouldn't want him to be hanging out and talking to his ex-girlfriends all the time. It's the same thing for you. You need to cut it off if you are serious about this relationship with him. And if you're not, and it is bothering him, maybe you need to let him go. Okay? We would be having a conversation, and then he would bring up to me having a conversation with someone from my past. Yeah, he's bringing it up because he wants you to stop communicating with your ex-boyfriends. Okay, that's why he's bringing it up. Okay, his mindset is there should not be a reason to communicate with an ex if none of you share an asset together. Okay, but we just talk from time to time. Why? Why are you talking to your ex? You understand? I know why your ex is talking to you. Because he feels like he can get to you. He can come and get to you when he's ready. That's why your ex is still talking to you. Understand? Men will come back as long as you let them come back. And you have not closed that door with your exes. You see? That's causing him some concern. And you need to be more respectful to him if you want him. One day, when we were at a restaurant, he accused me of eyeing another man, in which I was not, and got upset. Another time, he got upset because I asked other people beside him first at an event. I invited him too, and accused me of giving him the sloppy seconds. Okay, because you asked some other people first to an event before you asked him, and he felt you should have asked him first. Okay. He said, I did not ask him first to an event, but asked other people first beside him. Am I being disrespectful, or does he have a valid point? Okay. Well, first of all, you didn't state in the letter how long you have been dating him. Okay. But it shows that he doesn't trust you. You understand? He doesn't trust you yet. Not saying that he will never trust you, but he doesn't trust you yet. Okay? There are some men out here, when they start dating you, you understand? They are very possessive. They don't want you talking to other people because of their own insecurities. He doesn't want to lose you to one of your exes, and that's why he doesn't want you talking to them. And believe me, ladies, it would be the same thing if the shoe was on the other foot. If you two were out in public and he's always talking to his exes on the phone or whatever, you wouldn't like that. You wouldn't like it at all. Yes, he has a valid point. Now, you would need to watch out that his possessiveness does not turn too controlling, because it can go to the extreme. You understand? It can go to the extreme. But I think in this case, if you are interested, truly interested in this man that you are dating, you need to cut your exes off. But if you're just dating him and you're just trying to get to know him and you don't know if he's going to be the one or not, and you're still really out there, and that's why you communicate with your exes, then that's a different thing. Then you need to let him know that you're still in the dating stage. You haven't committed to him yet. You understand? Now, many times the men will cheat, but they want to make sure you don't cheat. You understand? It's a funny kind of situation. That's why I say take your time to get to know these people, to really get to know where they're coming from. A lot of times when men suspect you of cheating, it's because that's what they do. And they don't want their woman to be cheating, although they will. Okay? That's controlling. That's not being committed to the relationship. That's controlling the relationship. Okay? And you don't want to be in a situation like that. But in this particular situation, I believe if this is a new relationship, and it kind of sounds like it's kind of new, okay? If you really care for him, and if he treats you well, otherwise, he just doesn't want you talking to your exes. But other than that, you understand? He's providing for you. He's protecting you. He's letting everybody know that you are his girl. If all of those other things are in place, then what do you need to communicate with your exes for? What are you getting out of it? You understand? What is the reason for you doing this? And apparently, the exes are calling you anytime, whether he's there or not. But you have kept that door open. And I don't know why you're doing it. I don't know, are you trying to make him jealous? Or what are you doing? But you're playing a dangerous game with him if you want him. You understand? If you're in a relationship, trust is very important. Trust, mutual trust. You want to be able to trust him And you want him to be able to trust you. And right now, your trust is very shaky. It's on shaky ground right now because he doesn't trust you. Okay? So my advice is, if you want to continue with this guy and you really care for him, you need to cut your exes off. You understand? Number one, they are exes for a reason. If they were the men for you, they would be with you. It sounds like this guy is trying to make a go of it. And if you care for him, you will need to cut these exes off. Off. Because the more you communicate with them, you are disrespecting this situation. He's right. You are disrespecting him. If he has committed to you and you two are together and you consider to be in a relationship with this man, you are being disrespectful if you continue to communicate with your exes. Okay? I hope that you understand that message. And I hope that it helps. And for your exes, they feel like you're still interested in them. You see? And they feel like they can come and get from you what they used to get from you. Because you still got the door open for them by this communication. You understand? That's the only reason your exes is keeping in contact with you. In case they want to come back and do you again. You understand? This is not the way to a commitment. If you're looking for a committed relationship, then you got to be all in. You can't be 1 foot out, 1 foot in. You understand? You still over here talking to your ex-boyfriends and you want him to understand? No, it doesn't work like that. And I don't blame him for keep trying to get you to see that. If you really care for him, cut your exes off. And that's it. Okay? I hope that helps. Now, we got another letter, so let's go look at another letter and see what's going on. Okay. This is a relationship question. All right. This is a young lady again. I'm trying to figure out if the man I'm dating is the one or if I should move on. Wow. That's a big jump from being the one to not being anything. That's a very wide jump. Okay? So, he and I go way back. We met and dated in high school, remained friends when I went to college, but then I lost contact for several years. We were both young and not ready to settle down at that time. I went on to have a thriving career while he struggled to keep a steady job. We rekindled our friendship and relationship at the age of 30, and that lasted about 4 years. He still was not gainfully employed, but was working odd jobs while aspiring to be a chef. So I wanted to hang in there and give him a chance. What kept me in it was the fact that he feels like family to me. He feels like home. And we get along well. We are great companions and enjoy spending most, if not all, of our time together. He moved in with me and things were going well, but I started to notice his temper was explosive at times, and that became a turnoff. Okay. He was never abusive, but I just didn't like that type of energy in my home. So I eventually called it quits. I guess so. If he's bursting out in these temper tantrums, I'm sure that you called it off. I wouldn't want that around my home either. We were both devastated and missed each other tremendously, but decided after attempts to reconcile to move on. Fast forward to where we are now. We've been dating for 1.5 years at the age of 41. Okay, you've been off and on, off and on, off and on. Okay, we rekindled yet again, and I've seen a lot of growth and change. He's had his own apartment for several years and is completely self sufficient. Over the past year and a half, he has been way more considerate to my needs, more respectful, consistently taking me out on dates at least once a week, a few trips, helping with house repairs, and helping me with my mom. Okay, sounds like he's stepped up to the plate. I can tell he's really putting forth an effort, and he tells me all the time that I am his forever and that he's willing to do what he needs to do to be with me. What gives me pause is that all these things I just mentioned are really what I consider to be the bare minimum. He still does not have gainful employment. He's pinning his hopes and dreams on starting his own catering business, which hasn't happened yet. Also, his temper is still a problem at times. I feel like he has not quite matured in certain areas, and it definitely comes out when he is unable to manage his frustrations and anger. He needs anger management training. That's what he needs. Anger management training. Okay. I spent a lot of time on self-work and researching tools to help me be a better and more enlightened person. I think he could really benefit from that as well, but he has not shown too much interest in that for himself. So I worry, because the man I want to be with would need to be able to tap into some sort of resource or guidance to help him to be the best version of himself. Yes, I'm sure. I know that the spiritual awakening would be a tremendous help to him. But you understand, everybody's not ready. And it has to be something inside him that decides, I'm ready. You can't be ready for him. As you see, he's not interested right now. That doesn't mean that he may not be interested in the future, but it's got to come from him. Can't come from anybody else, because this is an individual journey. Okay? We both have very few friends and very small families, as I feel like that plays a part in why we cling to each other so much. Also, just the comfort in the companionship we find with each other. I know you tell us all the time to think about what a man is offering us. That's why I'm reaching out. I know that what he offers is true commitment and companionship. But I know deep down that may not be enough to really make me happy, because I want so much more. If you want more, then he cannot offer that, it's either not the right time or he's not the right one. Okay? It's one or the other. It's not the right time or he's not the right one. Okay, I'm 42 now. No kids, never been married. He is the same. No kids, never been married. I have many more years ahead of me, so I don't want to sound like I'm not hopeful. But I think about my age and wonder if I should settle down with him since he is so dedicated to the relationship. What do you think, Miss Faye? Should I stay or go? Okay. Have you sat down with him and told him what your desires are? Or have you just kind of kept them to yourself? See, if you are in a relationship with him, this is the time when you lay all your cards on the table. You tell him that he needs to be earning a certain amount of money for you to be happy. Just be plain. You've known this man long enough. You understand? And you are already in some sort of relationship with him. Just be plain. Tell him you need for him to be able to provide certain things for you, which means that he needs to be making a certain amount of money. Now you wait. You've thrown the ball in his court. Okay? Now it's really up to him. He wants to be a chef. Now maybe this will be the motivator for him to go in and do that. You understand? Because like you're already in your 40s. Okay? What is he waiting for? Now, notice that there are a lot of men out here who are just dreamers. I've met them kind of men. They you meet them and they want to own a club, a restaurant, or this or that. And that even take you around and show you buildings that they would like to have. But they're dreamers. They don't know how to make these things come to fruition. They're dreamers. Now, this man that you're involved in, is he a dreamer? Or is he able to make any of his desires manifest? This is what you want to know. Look around. Look around to see how he's living. Because what he has inside is going to show in his environment. You understand? Is he stable? Otherwise, if he is not able or willing to provide you the type of life that you are wanting, then you need to move on. Now, if you are happy with the commitment and the relationship, and you think that maybe in the future he'll be motivated to do something, he's not just a dreamer, he's a worker. You understand? You may want to give it a little more time. Just a little more time. Now, you have been dating this go round, okay, 1.5 years. And now you're thinking, should you continue with him or not? Listen. One thing that I noticed from this letter, you went to college. He didn't. Okay, but that's all right. I mean, you know what I mean? He could still make a good living whether he went to college or not. But if he's just doing these little menial jobs, you're going to get tired of that. You are going to get tired of that. And if he's not able to make the income that you desire, you're going to get tired of that too. You understand? Because if you are together, you're going to have to fill in the gaps when he's not able to. And you don't want that. You understand? It sounds from the letter that you want more. And the other thing is, you are probably outgrowing him. And that's why you feel this way right now. That's why you're asking the question. You are outgrowing him. And this happens. This happens in relationships. And you want to move on to something better. You have free will. Okay? It's really up to you. But if you want more, or you want better, you can have it. If you stay in this relationship, then you just take whatever he's able to give you. Okay? But you see, you're good friends. You're good friends. You understand? And the friendship, because yes, you can be friends and not be in a romantic relationship if he's willing. But it sounds like he wants to be in a committed relationship, but he's not able to provide what you desire. Okay? Free will. You have it. You got the power. Are you going to be happy with this? Or are you going to resent it after a while? Now for me, I've been in relationships where the man don't have any money. But in the beginning, I was so excited about the man and, and just being together and, yeah, you feel like home and all of that kind of stuff. But then, when it comes down to expenses, living, he can't take you nowhere, understand it. Things are limited. All of that he used to do or whatever can go right out the window. It really can, if the finances are not right. A lot of relationships break up if the finances are not right. You understand? So I suggest that you don't marry him until he can provide for you what you desire. But, dating him, if you enjoy him, date him. But you can date other people too, and you need to be honest with him and let him know that. That you don't want to be in commitment with him because he's not able to provide what you desire. Make it clear. I'm like a person that I'll just tell you to your face so you don't have to think about it or wonder about it. You'll know. Just be honest with him. You see, this may be his motivator. Because if he really wants you, he'll go out and make that chef business happen. He'll make it happen because he wants to be with you. And if that is a real desire and not just a dream. Okay? Not just a dream. But for you, I think you need to sit down with him and be honest with him and lay your cards right on the table and see what he says. If he's able to step up to the plate or not. And if you want to continue to date him, be plain with that too. Let's continue to date to see what happens. But I am going to be seeing other people too. Now, I hope that you're celibate. Because you don't want to make this move if you're sleeping with him and then go dating other people ready to sleep with them. No. That doesn't mix. You don't do that. To make this kind of move, you need to be celibate. Okay? Now, I'm pretty sure that you're sleeping with him. Pretty sure that you are sleeping with him. And if you tell him that you're going to be dating other people, he's going to assume that you're going to be sleeping with them too. So he will probably break up with you and move on. So be sure in what your decision is. It's really up to you. You understand? He sounds like, he's good with the commitment part. if he's treating you well and all of that, yeah. If you decide to go along with this, then you're signing up to fill in the financial gap where he can't. And there are a lot of women who live their lives like that. Their husbands don't make anything, but he's just there, whatever. And they fill in the gap. That's why I say it's free will, it's your choice. But I can tell you what could happen, what may happen, so you can make a clear decision on what you feel is best for you. But in this situation, I think you ought to continue to date, because if he's not the one, the right one could be around the corner. But you'll have to close this chapter before you meet the right one. Okay? All right. And I hope that helps. But remember, you break this off, you need to be celibate. Clean yourself out before you engage with another person, if you decide to go that way. Okay? So I hope that my advice helps you, and I hope that you understand. All right? I think we can squeeze in one more letter. Okay? Let's look at this one. Another young lady. I've been dating this 45-year-old architect for several months now. He treats me well. He has no children and has never been married. I am also not married and have no children. I am 39. Okay. I really want to get married and have a child. I'm concerned about his financial future. Although he is an architect, he rents, owns no assets, has nothing saved for his own retirement, and when I asked him when he plans to retire, he says he plans to work forever. When I asked him what he would do when he is 90 and his body just can't work like it used to, or what if his job is replaced by a robot, he said he never thought of that. I have a good paying job now and have been living on a budget for years, trying to maximize my retirement accounts, paying off my small consumer debt, and hopefully buy a rental property soon. Good for you. Good for you. I love to read where women are self-sufficient. This sounds great. I know he has some money saved, but it didn't sound like a whole lot, and he wants to buy a new truck soon. In your experience, what would you do? I want to quit my job while I'm pregnant and for the first 5 years of my child's life. But with his spending and saving habits, I don't know if he is financially or mentally prepared for a family. Although he says he wants to marry and have kids, I don't believe I should tell a person what they should do with their money. But if we come together, I'm scared he can't support a family with his poor money habits. I'm also open to adopting if I can't have a child. So I feel like if I don't pursue things with him, I'll still be happy. Yeah, of course you'll be happy if you don't pursue things with him. But let's look at him. He's an architect. How long has he been an architect? You didn't say. But you say you have been dating him just for a few months. Okay, so now you're just really getting to know him. Now, ladies, you have a desire, to have children, to get married, and all of that. Now, you were impressed because he told you he was an architect. All right? Now, but he rents, and he doesn't have anything. So it doesn't mean anything. He might as well not even have an architect degree if he's not making any money at it. And You said he's never been married and he doesn't have kids. So if he is making money in his field, the money must be going somewhere. He may have an addiction, and maybe that's where his money is going. If he's making money as an architect, you see, in regard, if he doesn't have anything, you don't need him. He's got nothing to offer you. You understand? There's no question. Why would you be with a man who has nothing to offer you? Just because he says that he's an architect, and you know that most architects make decent salaries. Have a talk with this man. Sit down with him, since you've been dating him for several months. Tell him what your concerns are about his financial future and find out if he's making any money. You understand? He has nothing saved for his own retirement, which means he's going to be looking at yours. You understand? I'm not saying that this is a lost cause, but I am saying that you need to take it slow with him. Take it very slow. You need to find out if he has some sort of addiction where this money is going, if he is making money. Find out if he is really an architect. Men lie. Men lie when they're trying to impress a woman, telling her that they're everything and they have everything. Then you find out they have nothing and they don't do anything. That's what you need to do. To take your time with this man to see if he is who he says that he is. You see? And then be honest with him what your expectations are. Once you find out that he really is an architect, you need to verify that. And you need to verify where his money is going, if he is making a decent salary. You understand? Now, if he has some sort of addictions, you don't want to be tied into that. You don't want to be tied into that. But if he is making a decent salary and he has nothing left, his money is going somewhere. And you need to find that out before you hook up to this. Okay? That's why I tell you, ladies, take your time. Take your time with this. You're so headstrong and wanting to get married and wanting to have a child. You understand? That many times we're put on our blindfolders because we don't want to see all the terrible stuff. We just want to see the good stuff. And that's where we get caught up. Now for you, you can adopt a child without being married. And you can raise a child on your own. I think they'll let you adopt a child without a spouse. You have the income, you can support the child. You understand? So you don't have to be married to have a child. Okay? So you can put that out of your mind. But you need to verify that this man is who he says he is, and verify his income. Because if he can't provide for you, you don't need him. That's the bottom line. Okay? All right, ladies. I hope that you understand this message today. Is he committed, or is he just controlling? Okay? All right. Now, for those of you who have questions that you'd like for me to answer, here is the link. Send your questions to MissFayesWorld@hotmail.com. That's MissFayesWorld@hotmail.com. And try to keep your letters to one page. Just summarize your situation and ask the question. All right? And If you prefer that I answer your question through the email, just put it at the top of the letter and I will comply. And for the rest of you, if I decide that the response to your letter can help the collective, I will share it online. Okay? I want to thank you all for supporting this channel. I want to thank you all for your comments. I appreciate them so much. And I want to thank you for sending in your letters. I hope that my responses can really help you in some way. I wish you all well. I wish you all happiness. And I hope to see you next time.